Hey, Miss Gideon here. I want to help you with your Unit 5, Lesson 4 quiz. Again, I'll do a problem like this is number 1, for example. And then this is very similar to number 1 on the quiz. Watch this video, pause the video, complete number 1. Then repeat the process for number 2 all the way through number 6. Pretty sure you're good at it. But anyway, the numbers below represent the scores on a math test. Graph the data on a line plot. Well, here's the data in purple, right? So all I'm going to do is put an X over every number. So I've got a number line listed here, and I'm looking for the number 28. I put an X over it. I'm going to cross it off so I know that I did it. Look for 25. Well, I know 25 is between 24 and 26. Put an X on it. 24. Put an X above it. 31. Put an X above it. 26. Put an X above it. 24, I've already got one X, but this is my second 24, so I just put one X above it again. 31, I've got a second X going there. 25, a second X going there. 23, and then 24 has a third X. So looking at the line plot, that's what you're looking for. Number 2, answer number 1 and then move on to number 2. So I've got an example of a histogram here. How many students are in the class interval of 9.14 to 9.16? So whatever the problem is asking you, you find that interval. So I can see, let me use another color here. Let me use red. So I can see the interval 9.14, 9.16 is here. I'm going to box that in. It's asking me how many students there are. The frequency here is the number of students. So if I trace this number over to that line, between this number is 7 because it's halfway between 6 and 7. So the answer is 7. That's all there is to it to that one. Number 3. Okay, I'm giving you an answer so I know if you watch this video or not. Which of the following types of information is not suited for the display? I don't really like this question, so pick the answer choice 3, which is the weekly interest rates for mortgages at a bank for the past year. That's your answer. All right, now we're on to number 4 already, right? So here's the stem, leaf, and plot. This shows the number of cans of food collected by different homeroom classes. Okay, so here's my stem, leaf, plot right here. All of this. How many classes collected more than 17 cans? So how many collected more than 17 cans? That's my important question. But let me remind you, looking at the stem and leaf plot, what that looks like. I've got a number 1 here. So notice that I can write a number 1 as the number 0, 1 because I need a stem. So I'm going to put my 0 here and my 1 over here just like I did right there. 5 is also written as 0, 5. So I'm going to, on the 0 line, I'm going to put a 5 here. Notice that they are in numerical order. So I can see that I have one more 5, excuse me, a 3, a 4, and a 7. So all those are only single digits. So that is why my single digits, which have the stem of 0. Now looking at the orange, I've got a 12, a 13, and a 19. Notice that the first number is the number 1, so that is my stem. And then I write numerically in order my 2 for 12, 3 for 13, and 9 for 19. Remember, the stem is interpreted as the first number. And then lastly, I have some 22s here, and I have a 27. So the first digit is a 2, excuse me. So that's going to be my stem, and then I take my second digit of a 2 here, place it here, second digit of a 7 there, place it here. So that's how you make the stem and leaf plot graph. Notice that, the stem is the first digit, and if there isn't one when you're talking about 2 digits, you use 0. Anyway, moving along. The question asks, how many classrooms collected more than 17 cans? Well, I know that this represents 1 So this is in my tens place. So this number is 12, 13, and 19. So I want to see how many are more than 17. Well, 19 is more than 17. 22 and 27 are more than 17. So there would be 3 classrooms. And I don't know if you know cursive, but that's what I'm writing here. Classrooms. Okay. Next question. What number are we on? 5. Okay, number 5. We're almost done. We're making progress. The data below represents test grades for 8 students. Make a frequency table using the data below. So I've got 8 scores here, all in the range of 80. And I need to make a frequency table. So I went ahead and put my test grades here. Notice they are numerically 80, 81, 82, 83. I did not include 84, 85, 86, 87, 88 because there are none of those numbers. So then I jump to 89. So if the number is not there, you don't have to include it. So now tallies. So how many? I'm just going to go through my numbers and tally them. So there's an 80 here, so I'm going to put 1 tally mark there. There's an 83 here, so I'm going to put 1 mark there. An 81 there. Another 80, so I put another tally mark. Another 83, so I put another tally mark. Another 80, I put a 3rd tally mark. An 82, so I put a tally mark there, and an 89. So the frequency is just counting those tally marks. So 3, 1, 1, 2, 1. There's your frequency table. It's that simple. All right, and lastly, this question, pay attention because you're going to get answers. Okay, here we go. Where did the box and whisker plot below shows the number of text messages received in one day by students in the 7th and 8th graders at Lincoln Middle School. So you've got 8th grade here, you've got 7th grade down below. A, where do the 2 sets of data overlap? Well, you're looking for the overlapping areas. So where do these graphs overlap? I just circled it. Let me circle it in red instead. How about that? So I circled it in red. So what are those ranges? From 22 to 26. That's your answer. That's all you're doing when you're looking at this. The next question, B, says find the interquartile range of each set. Okay, interquartile range, oops, Q range, R. I don't like that color, it's not dark enough. Interquartile range is quartile 3 minus quartile 1. So let's look at 7th grade first. So 7th grade. Quartile 3 is 22, it's right here. Quartile 1 is right here, 14. So 22 minus 14. 22 minus 14 is, you fill in the blank. Do the same thing for 8th grade for the same part. 8th grade. Okay, quartile 3 is 34 minus quartile 1, which is quartile 3. Let me write it here so you can see it. Quartile 1 is 26. You subtract those 2 numbers and write them there. You're done. You've got one more question to answer. I'll tell you why it's only one in just a moment. Find the difference between the medians of the sets. Okay. Let me erase all my markings here. Medians of the set. Guys, hopefully you understand that the medians of the set is that middle part in each one. So in 8th grade, it's that middle line there. So that's 30. So that's 30 in 7th grade. The middle line here is 18. It's asking you for the difference. So 30 minus 18 gives you blankety blank. You can fill in the blank, 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 blank. Okay, that's your answer. This is what I want you to do for the last one. I don't want you to do it. It will take you forever, and I don't think it's a fair question. So write skip No, let's use a different word. Let's write excused for letter D. So letter D, you write excused. You'll get all your points on that one. So good luck. Let me know how I can help.